Hello everyone and welcome to the Magic Mirror. As you can see, it's going to be about Doom that came out in 1993. Warning, this video will contain explicit pictures. Warning, this video will contain like explicit video about like gore, violence and blood and stuff like that. So if you're not into that kind of thing, I will recommend you guys to click off this video, because Doom is the original forefather to all of these good like shoot 'em up games, or how to say that, or that's how I feel it is. It's the great granddad to everything, including like Fallout and all of that good stuff. But I just must admit I had a really good time playing Doom. I actually tried to keep it a secret from my parents, because like even in the early stages of Doom, and how to say that, it was really violent and there's a lot of monsters that was a little bit too inventive, or how to say that. So yeah, we were trying to keep it from our parents, but eventually they figured it out and they were just like, I don't think like this is a good idea for you guys to play yet. Later on in life, I do remember playing the newer version of Doom, but I must admit I'm more to the old school one where you see it in first person. Well, you still see it in first person view, but I think like it has its own charm, or how to say that, with the old school play out and how to say that. But I must admit I was impressed about like the levels look almost the same, the story is still the same, the characters still the same, going through the different kind of stories, or it's his son or his great grandson and stuff like that. So you get a personal influence by like the character that you're playing. So yeah, that's really great. Something I did remember doing was putting in code so it will become more bloody, and actually also code so you can get this that was called the God mode, where you got invincible for a little bit of time and then you can run and shoot everything in the levels. Running around in the levels was really hard. I thought it was really hard to find my way in the levels and find all of these good hidden gem stuff. Finding the specific guns, and especially finding the Liberator gun, or what it's called, the big gun that erases everything, was just really fun. So I must admit I enjoyed everything that has to do with Doom at that point. I don't play Doom anymore because I'm not into violent video games no more, or like video games in these kinds of styles. But I will say, like, I think there's the thing about Doom being the inspiration for everything that has to do with shoot 'em up and all of that good stuff. And of course your enemies has a influence actually also in time and stuff like that. So yeah, I will say like it's one of the scarier what is that, shoot 'em up games that I know about, that's out there. I have only tried the new game for a little bit and it wasn't my cup of tea. I think like it was too out there. But yeah, I must admit, seeing my brother or my friend play the Doom games were always a fun thing for us when we were younger, and showing the codes around, because at that point, again, we didn't have that much internet, and we only had the game magazines and stuff like that, and word of mouth, of course. So yeah, that was a little bit awkward, or how to say that. But of course there's also the movie. I gotta talk about that. I must admit I may be one of the weird ones that actually liked this movie. I know that I'm really weird, but at least they had scene from the game, or how to say that, included there, the first person view and the Liberator gun. And I think like the Rock as the evil thing, or how to say that, the evil monster in the end, was a clever thing to do. I just wish that he would turn into the real end boss that I won't spoil here, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, you will agree with me that he should have become that instead. I think like it has a good story, even though it's not following the original from the games uh, all correctly. But yeah, that's just what you get out of the movie. I think like you can sit down, watch it with somebody that actually likes Doom and see their reaction. Me, for example, I was like ecstatic for it, and I still to this day I watched it not that long ago, and I was still like being a little bit impressed about it actually. So maybe something is up, but I still feel like it's worth watching if you're a Doom fan. And of course, even if you're not, if you're just the Rock fan or the guy that is in the main lead, I sadly forgot his name, but I think like they're doing a great job in the movie. Something I didn't like in the movie was the quote unquote love interest, but there have to be that in all of these movies, or how to say that. So yeah, but the evolution of the Doom game has been really prominent, and it's still going on to this day. I'll show some pictures of the new gameplay, and the reason why I'm saying like Doom actually also looks a little like Fallout is because like in Fallout you also go out and in this world and you're shooting stuff, so that is monsters and completing quests and so on. So I think like they got a little inspiration from each other, almost like the thing that I had yesterday with Jag and Dexter. This is just something else, and there's also, of course, Wolfenstein that I haven't been playing at all, but I know like that is the original. Before like Doom, there were Wolfenstein and then Doom, and then yeah, all of these sequels to Doom and all of this good stuff that there is. I actually recommend if you're into this sort of stuff, and but I will warn you, if you're not old enough for these games or stuff like this, I will say to you, keep away from it, because like it tears on your psyche. Actually, I think Doom is a really prominent game there as well. It has influence on you, or how to say that. So that it's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying to you guys that you are going to be influenced by it, but I think like Doom is one of the games that I would be a little bit careful of, like buying for my children, or how to say that, if I had children. But yeah, I must admit, I think like Doom is unstable on my childhood as all of the other games. Just nowadays, I'm more like into fun, or more like not this sincere and dark and violent games. I like more like fun and yeah, open and good games. So of course, like Doom is also a really good game. I think I saw the newer game my brother played, where you only have a flashlight and you're supposed to kill the monsters with only that, and I was just like, geez, that's a little harsh. But they renovated it, and they made this newer Doom version where it looks a little bit more open world, and it looks a lot better. So yeah, that's actually all that I have to say about the things with Doom. And of course, there's the evolution from normal 2D to 3D and all of this good stuff, and from 18 bits or 16 bits or what it was just like, it's so surprising, like games have become evolved so much through time with all of this, the look and the sounds and everything. Something I do remember before I go is the sounds from Doom And I still to this day listen to some of the soundtracks and listen to gameplays of it, and I have seen like speed runs of it, and I'm really impressed by all of that. One of my favorite sounds, and this is the last thing before I go, is the Liberator gun sound when it's shooting. So, but that's just my personal take on Doom. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that was actually all. Yeah, okay. Bye.